And don't torque these down all the way. We want to kind of get this set up against the carrier here. Might have to go off the noise on this one. See, I can't see the... I have been dying to get these wheels on. These are Hyper 3 carbon fiber rims. Okay, now on the A-arm side on the hub central here, your 15mm bolt goes on top, or your 15mm nut goes on top, your 17mm goes on the bottom. And if we get lucky, we won't break a tooth off of that brand new sprocket. There we go. 30, there we go. 35 foot-pounds. I mean, ain't a whole heck of a lot. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you're going to be bored out of your mind, but this video hopefully is going to help you with your issue. What we're going to do now, now that the differential's rebuilt and the whole back end is kind of in place, I've got to come in and torque everything down that we've reinstalled back to the build. So I had to go in on the internet and download a service manual, and in this video, as I'm torquing this down, I'll put up in the video the foot-pounds and Newton meters that each bolt is supposed to be torqued at, and then in the description below I will put also all the torque specs as well. So if somebody's watching this, this video will be in great need for someone, instead of searching the internet for the service manual or whatnot. The one thing is though, I will be using the Vanpo digital torque 3H drive tool. This was sent to me almost 4 or 5 months ago by the company here at Vanpo. And I get emails every once in a while about wanting people to send me tools, and I don't really know if it's a scam or not, but this guy actually sent me the tools, and it's a digital readout that's supposed to beep and flash and all kinds of stuff when I'm using the torque here. So we're gonna go ahead and try to use this, but if this tool is any good, I'll put the link below, that if you need a 3H drive torque wrench, this may be an option for you compared to a big 1/2 inch torque wrench. Because, you know, basically what I'm getting at with a lot of my tools is, you know, when my dad passed away, he had all these tools, Snap-on, Matco, Mac. You know, my dad worked on Caterpillar stuff, equipment, you know, and everything was basically SAE standard size. I don't need 2-3 inch sockets and wrenches. I mean, that's big heavy duty industrial equipment stuff. Everything I work on is in millimeter or Newton meters for torque. Don't know why America is still doing foot-pounds and inches. It's just stupid. But anyway, we'll try this wrench out and get started here. Boy, the heat is really getting to me already out here. Really need to get an air conditioner out here. We're going to start with the brake disc. Okay, so we're on the rear brake disc. We're at 18 foot-pounds, 24 Newton meters, and I checked it, it's a 13mm. Oh, wow. Okay, so wow, I really like how this thing like beeps at me. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Not 100% sure you need a digital torque wrench, but the majority of the reason why I kind of accepted this on the digital torque wrench is that to configure Newton meters without it being digital with the math is just a joke. So we have our sprocket here. We're looking at approximately rear sprocket bolts, 32 foot-pounds, 43 Newton meters. And they are going to be a 17 millimeter. And we're kind of going to do this in a cross pattern. And what you want to do is you want to come in and don't torque these down all the way. We want to kind of get this set up against the carrier here so the disc goes on smoothly. We need the disc to go on flat, so we're not going to torque this until, you know, you just want to get the bolts driven in, and then once you hit resistance, stop. And then once we get all 4 bolts essentially kind of tightened up, then we will come back and torque these down. Well, I might have to do this. I'm gonna have to hold this hub while I do this. See if I could do this one-handed at 43 Newton meters. I don't know. Nope. I almost need 2 hands here, and it's going to want to turn it. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do here. Let's try that. That shouldn't hurt. Wow, that's cool how that beeps. And we're just going in a cross pattern here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do our last one. Now, this is a really cool tool compared to what I usually have to use. And I like that it has the readout right there on it, so that's pretty neat. And we need to come in and hit the security tabs back. So we're looking at 33 foot-pounds is 45 Newton meters, and on the hubs here, one of the nuts is a 17 instead of a 15 on one of these. So otherwise you're talking all the nuts and bolts are 15 millimeter on this. it's really hot in here. Uh-oh. Might have to go off the noise on this one. See, I can't see the screen. And I haven't used this tool enough. I saw the red light. Again, I can't see the screen, but I can listen to it. And I can hear the lights, or see the lights. Okay, now on the A-arm side, on the hub central here, your 15mm bolt goes on top, or your 15mm nut goes on top, your 17mm goes on the bottom. So this is also, I'm going to consider part of the A-arms. This will also be 45 Newton meters or 33 foot-pounds of torque here. Okay, I don't like that because my fat hands just changed all the torque settings just by touching it. There might be a button on here to lock the screen. And then the bottom one is a 17. Then same thing on this side. Oh, I got my hands all greasy. We got 17 on the bottom. Okay, the upper shock bolt is also 45 Newton meters, and the bottom is the same. The top torsion bar bolt is the same. They just had to label it different in the manual because it's got different names for it. So you don't want to over tighten these, because what will happen is your suspension will not work properly if all this stuff is not set to the proper spec. But I'll tell you what, this 3/8 drive, this is really nice to have this for stuff that isn't like, it requires 1/2 inch. Why is this not? Weird. And this is your lower shock mount. There we go. I'm gonna have to clean my hands off. Well, I'm gonna have to switch positions here. I'm not gonna be able to do this left-handed. And this is our rear shock mount that is not the torsion bar mount. The torsion bar mount will be up top. There we go. Well, we're over here. We're going to go ahead and do the top one. The upper torsion bar mount is also 33 foot-pounds, 45 Newton meters. And they're both 15 millimeters. Now the torsion bar plate mounts, there isn't very much torque on that. That is a E-Torx head style, and I know I've got them over tightened because they're really light. They're like 9 foot-pounds is it. I'll double check my list there, but getting this sway bar put on is pretty vital. Okay, here we go. See if you can hear the beeps in the video. There we go. Man, I'm really liking this. Okay, so these two bolts here, the top is a T30 and the bottom bolt is actually a 10 millimeter, and we're only at 9 foot-pounds of torque on this. The reason this is 9 foot-pounds is because there's a rubber bushing in here, and this bar needs to be able to sway with the independent rear suspension. So we don't need this very tight, but boy, without being upside down here, I'm not gonna be able to read this thing. Boy, this is gonna be weird here. My head's probably gonna get in the way. And that's it. It don't take very much here for this. Wow, that's it. So go to the other side. Just never thought when I bought this that I was gonna have to go through all this. When I bought this quad. There ain't very much torque. Wow, this thing's like really solid now. Won't know until I get the tires on it. This stuff needs adjusted. Okay, so on the rear of the carrier, we have our mounting bolts and our pivot bolt. All the mounting bolts are 30 foot-pounds, 43 Newton meters, and the rear chain adjusting bolt is 20 foot-pounds and 27 Newton meters. And I am not going to set that because that all needs to be set when I put the chain on. So, you know, just keep that in mind, that those are the torque specs, and everything will be in the description below. Okay, so I actually have a pry bar wedged in between the sprocket here, which is going to keep it from moving. And we're talking about I've got a 27 millimeter in this. This will be torqued. This will be torqued at 90 foot-pounds. And if we get lucky, we won't break a tooth off of that brand new sprocket. Here we go. I'm going to put some force into it. Almost. There we go. We got to go just a little bit more to get the cotter pin in there. Then you've got to put your cotter pin in. Oh, perfect. That puppy ain't going nowhere. And then bend our cotter pin. Like so. Then we'll hopefully get our wheels on. Oh man, what a day. It's 100 plus out here. All right, I think we're going to be okay. I have been dying to get these wheels on. These are Hyper 3 carbon fiber rims that I picked up. Got a pretty good price for them. But if you want to cut weight on an ATV, this is how you do it. And these actually have tapered wheel nuts. Oops. To get the wheel straight. There we go. And then we'll come back and I will torque them up to spec. A lot easier with the chain on this motor. Whew. Then we'll go ahead, probably going to have to get that bar. I'm going to have to wedge that bar in here again. Here we go. Come on. 30, there we go. 35 foot-pounds, I mean, ain't a whole heck of a lot. Come on, there we go. Mud guards on there.